So, continuing to our session on types of communication, we already discussed about verbal communication and non-verbal communication in the previous session, and now we continue to the next, that is written communication. Actually, written communication involves the transmission of information, ideas, or messages through written symbols, words, or maybe text. This form of communication is crucial for both personal as well as the professional settings or professional domains because it provides a very permanent record system and also allows for a careful formulation and consideration of the message. So it is well sorted out, well thought out, and then only we have the opportunity to finalize the communication. Written communication actually includes a very diverse range of mediums. For example, we can say that it is the emails are a type of one of the medium of written communication. Emails, letters, reports, memos, and various other business documents. The precision and clarity of the written communication are too important, or maybe I should say they are paramount, as misrepresentation can arise when relying solely on the text only. So effective written communication requires consideration of the audience, that is for whom you are writing, the purpose for what you are writing or developing, and the context, as well as adherence to grammatical and the formatting conventions too at the same time, because all these things play a very important role in conveying the communication in a clear way, in a crystal way. So it is a key component in the formal business documentation, facilitating the conveyance of complex information agreements, and the policies. So we find that written communication is almost compulsory for all sort of business communication. And in today's digital age, we see that written communication extends to online platform, social media, and instant messaging, influencing how individuals and organizations they interact globally. And skillful written communication is an essential professional competency, contributing to successful collaboration, information dissemination, spreading out and sharing, and documentation within the outside and inside, within and outside the organization. So we can say that maybe it is emails, that is electronic messages sent through email internet platform, reports and memos, which are also known as the formal written documents used for covering the detailed information which has to be transferred officially. There are written message in the form of letters, which are very much used for external communication. Then there are some business documents, for example, contracts, proposals, and manuals, which conveys specific information in a written format. So this is about the written communication, and written is one of the uh, category of communication which cannot be avoided in an official domain or in a business domain. Then next is the visual communication. Actually, visual communication refers to visual communication. It refers to the transmission of information, ideas, or messages through visual elements such as images, charts, graphs, videos, and some other any other visual aids. Actually, we find that visual communication is more powerful in the sense that it holds the retention power for a longer duration. It helps people to remember the things for a longer period and understand quickly also. So we can say that it is a powerful and effective means of conveying complex information clearly and maybe compellingly. Because suppose there is a comprehensive data uh, which one cannot just understand in a one go, or just looking at it we have to take some time to read it and then understand it. But if we represent that data in the form of graph or chart, then it immediate, the impact is that people just looking at the graph, they understand that yes, this is more, this is less, or something like that. So it is more compelling also. So visual communication, it takes visual communication takes advantage of the human's brain ability to process and retain for longer duration the visual information more efficiently than the text alone. Because the comprehension process is more stronger in visual part when we see something. So we can say that it is by incorporating the visuals into communication, whether in presentations or our reports or maybe digital media, individuals can always enhance the understanding. They can, capture greater attention of the audience and make the information more memorable, or maybe more retained for a longer duration of time. So we can say that it is the visual communication is more versatile, allowing for the use of color, layout, and design elements in order to convey the emotions, emphasize the key points, and create a visually appealing experiences. So in today's digital age, the importance of visual communication has grown quite significantly with the prevalence of infographics, videos, and multimedia presentation. I think so many examples can be quoted on our roadside hoardings, and we have now electronic hoardings where things are displayed in a very colorful manner, and it attracts, though it is for a very short duration, it takes just 2 minutes or maybe 1 minute or maybe half a minute, but that that leaves an impact in our memory for a longer time. And so it can be your boards and banners, it can be your maybe in the newspapers we often find that any report supported by some visual communication, etc. So this is how important the role of visual communication is. So whether in business or you are in education or you are in marketing, the strategic use of visual elements enhances the communication and ensures that messages are seen and they are easily comprehended. Comprehended means they are easily analyzed and understood, evaluated by the brains, and they are also retained by the audiences. So we can say that some of the good examples of visual communications are presentations, that is using the visual aid slides and multimedia to support the verbal communication during the presentation, that is your PowerPoint presentation or any other kind of presentation, which are, we are using slides and multimedia channels, etc., to communicate. Then there are graphs and charts, visual representations of data to make complex information more understandable. There are infographics, which we say that combining the images and text to convey the information more quickly and clearly to the audience. There are then videos and multimedia, that is using your audio visual elements to communicate the messages more effectively. And obviously, whatever the sources are, whatever the techniques are, for visual communication, they are always more easily comprehended or understood, and they are also retained for a longer gestation of time. The next, we have the digital communication. Digital communication refers to the exchange of information through electronic channels and devices. So, in the modern era, digital communication has become an integral part of our personal and professional lives. This form of communication actually includes a very wide range of platforms and technologies. Maybe we can give an example of our social media platforms, internet, emails, instant messaging. There can be video conferencing, and maybe many more. On Social media is such a comprehensive definition for digital communication. So, social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn enable the user to share their thoughts or updates and multimedia content with a global audience. There is no boundary wall to this. Once you just put your things on these medias, that is Facebook or LinkedIn, it is immediately within fractions of second. They are all over the globe, and anybody can see it. Whoever is connected to your platforms. So here we see that it covers millions and millions of people at the same time. Emails are also there. Emails are also there. They remain a ubiquitous tool for written communication, facilitating quick and effective exchanges in both personal and business contexts. So, instant messaging platforms like WhatsApp and Slack they provide real-time text-based communication, fostering collaboration and team connectivity, cohesion, mutual exchange, immediate decision on things. So they are and connecting people far and wide. Distance is hardly a matter if we want to communicate through these channels. So video conferencing tool like Google Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, they have gained prominence for virtual face-to-face interaction, especially in remote work environments and distant work environment where it is not easy. It's very cost. It is also cost effective also, because it is minimizing the traveling time, minimizing the exertion, not only cost and price but also the exertion, the maybe people have to run here and there. No, now they can do it using these electronic platforms to communicate, to discuss, to hold meetings, etc. Because this digital communication, they offer speed, they offer convenience, and also a time convenience, in the sense that time is also no more anything that holds back people. It is all around the globe. People are meeting at any time they want to. It is more it is so as per their convenience. So yeah, and the ability to so digital communication, they offer you speed, that is quickly everything is done, convenience, and the ability to instantaneously reach diverse audience, transforming how we connect, how we collaborate and share the information in this digital age. So, however, it also poses some challenges, including the need for effective information management system, digital etiquette, and cyber security consideration. These are some of the very strong elements that should not be ignored. They have to be, otherwise they pose a they might pose big problems. Yeah, so we can say that, to conclude about the digital communication, we can say that we find social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. There are instant messaging, that is real time text based communication through platforms like WhatsApp or Slack. There is a video conferencing, etc., like Zoom, Microteam. So these all can be used as a digital communication platform. Next, we have another type, that is interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication refers to exchange of information, thoughts, feelings, and expressions between individuals in a face to face or direct interaction. Maybe sitting together, maybe having a meeting in a room, maybe, it is a very dynamic and essential aspect of human interaction. It involves verbal and non-verbal cues to convey the messages effectively. Actually, see, it is we all are, at the end of the day, we all are human beings and we are social animals also. So this interpersonal communication is often, it is people long to have this. They feel more comfortable, they feel more warmth in having this interpersonal communication. No doubt, the digital communication and other kinds of visual communication, they have made things very easy, and they have also helped to improve or increase the business business work, everything more quick and more efficiently. But uh, still we human being find it more comfortable, the interpersonal, when we meet people, when we discuss things, we find it more effective, we find it more satisfying. So because here what happens in this, individuals, they engage in a mutual process of encoding and decoding the messages, where each participant, they play their role of both sender and the receiver. It is This communication is usually highly personal and occurs within the various contexts, such as personal relationship, friendship, family dynamics, and maybe professional interactions also. Mm. It is the effective interpersonal communication will always involve active listening. That is, you pay attention, you focus, you concentrate. Here, there should be an element of empathy. Empathy means understanding the other's emotions and trying to, synchronize the things accordingly once you understand other, and a clear expression of ideas, because a clear expression of ideas, fostering the understanding and building connections between individuals. So it is see how it is more connecting the human beings more cohesively. So it is very crucial for establishing and maintaining healthy relationships, resolving the conflicts, and creating a positive social environment. The quality of interpersonal communication significantly influences the depth of relationship and overall success of personal and professional interaction. So, usually it involves one to one communication, as already said, that is direct communication between two individuals or two groups of people who are sitting for maybe um, in context of friendship or family or official meeting, or maybe sorting out some conflicts, etc., or for interviews or conservation conversations, etc. So this is more personal, and this brings in more better understanding, because it is not only verbal but it is non-verbal also, because when you're talking face to face, you take what the other is saying, but at the same time you're also observing his body language, so you absorb much more, or maybe what is in between the lines you understand. Therefore this makes it more effective source of communication. Then we have next is intrapersonal communication. Intrapersonal refers to the internal dialogues and self-talk that occurs within an individual's mind. It is a very complex and continuous process of thought, reflection, and interpretation of information within oneself. For example, I am teaching, you are listening, okay? You are listening now. While you are listening, you are processing these my words in your brain, and you're just trying to, not only processing, you are at the same time trying to analyze. You are trying to break this information and connect it to different things. So here we find that it is a sort of self-talk that occurs within your mind. The reflection, the interpretation of whatever I am saying, I am teaching, you are interpreting that in your brain. That is your intrapersonal communication. So this involves the inner conversations, emotions, beliefs, and attitude that shape an individual's self awareness and understanding. So, intrapersonal communication is very essential, very important for all of us to sit back and comprehend and process ourselves. It is important for self reflection, decision making, and personality development also. So it influences how individuals perceive themselves, process experiences, and make sense of the world around them. So, through intrapersonal communication, people can clarify their goals, values, and emotions, leading to a better understanding of their own motivations and behaviors. So, it is very important aspect of human cognition, that cognition part, which contributes to self-awareness, personal growth, and formation of one's identity. That is how you develop yourself, how you develop your personality. You have to, you just absorb the information from everywhere and then you utilize it to develop yourself. That is your intra, and it is most important for your personality development. After that, next is the formal and informal communication. Formal and informal are very two distinct modes of interaction within the organization, each serving a specific purpose, and they have their own goals, they have their own objectives. So they serve their specific purpose there, and they operate through different channels also. So, to begin with, first, the formal communication can be referred to as the official and structured, well structured transmission of information following established organizational channels. This typically will include the memos, official reports, company policies, and other documents that adhere to structure of the organization, that is from top to bottom, how the communication has to pass down or passed up. So there is a process, there is a structured framework which one has to follow. Formal communication is very systematic, documented, and often very much necessary to convey critical information about the policies, procedures, and organizational goals. On the other hand, the informal communication is spontaneous. It is not official, it is unofficial, and occurs through more casual channels. It involves conversations, interactions, and information exchanges that may not follow predefined organizational hierarchies. So, informal communication is crucial for building the relationship, fostering a positive workplace culture, and transmitting a non official information that contributes to the social fabric of an organization. We often also call this for informal communication as grapevine communication, also sometimes. It is when we are working formally in an official environment. uh, since we are also human beings, we make friends, we like somebody, we don't like somebody. We just, every morning we come and we say hello, hi, and we talk about each other's maybe daily routine, or it depends, you have your friends there. So that is informal, where you randomly talk, you casually talk. It's not recorded, it's simply between two or more people. That is informal. So this is, about the informal. So we can say that, but it is not official, but it is equally important. We cannot say that informal communication is not important, because if you are working in a place, and if you just imagine a place where there is only and only formal communication, and you are just, everything is so structured, and you get notices, and you just sign your documents, and you are just doing the official paperwork, it becomes, the environment gets so dry, and after sometimes you won't be, you will be feeling as if it's always, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. We can, the saying goes like that. And therefore, but and in the same environment, if you make some friends, and if you just, somebody is in between, you're sharing coffee and tea, and then you're just talking casually, that makes you comfortable. And it is a informal communication is a source of de-stressing also yourself in the official domain. So here we can say that both the formal and the informal communication, they play a vital role in the overall communication ecosystem of any organization. We cannot say that one can be done away with. No, both coexist and both are necessary. Mm, so here we can say that both are important for the ecosystem of an organization. They complement each other in order to create a balanced and effective communication environment. And therefore both the official as well as the unofficial, that is the spontaneous communication, it is required in order to hold and continue with the fabric of the organization. So, with these types of communications that we have discussed here, I can conclude that it is, understanding and effectively using these various types of communication is very important for the success in personal and professional contexts. Different situation may require different modes of communication, and individuals may use a combination of these types depending on the context and message they want to convey. It depends upon what is the objective of that communication. So accordingly we just utilize whatever type is required. So would we do this much in this session, that is about all different types of communication. Thank you.